Where the hell am I? I'm supposed to be in Breda at the International Film Festival to interview this guy. This doesn't look like Breda at all. Hey guys, can you help me? I'm looking for Bernie Burns from Red vs. Blue.
Bernie? Who's Bernie? What's this guy talking about? Well, I'll tell you what, man. Listen, we don't know what you're talking about, but you can go over there if you want to. We saw some guys sitting down earlier.
Red vs. Blue is a weekly machinima series that we make using Halo, which is basically where we take the video game Halo and we use it to act out short little funny sketches, and then the sketches all intertwine with one another to make one long story.
Gentlemen, this is the M12LRV. I like to call it the Warthog.
One of the first ones was that we were discussing, like we were looking at the Warthog on the screen, and we noticed that the Jeep, which they call the Warthog, didn't look very warthogish. It looked more like a big kind of cat.
I think it looks more like a puma.
What in Sam hell is a Puma?
You mean like the shoe company?
What we do, first of all, to make Red vs. Blue is write it. And that's a big part of it, because without the writing, it just looks like people playing Halo very poorly, right? So we write the whole idea for the big long story for the season. We write that out, and then each week we write a little 5-minute chunk to get us a little closer. So we start with a script, and then we record all the audio in our offices. And then after we've recorded all the audio, we edit the whole episode together just as the audio. So it's kind of like a radio play at that point, where, you know, something you would hear on the radio. And then we move over to the video production area, which is 3 Xboxes. One is for the red team, one is for the blue team, and then we have a director box. And the director box goes into the production computer. And the red and blue boxes just go into TV sets. And the people playing the characters, they're on a split screen view with 4 characters, so we can have 4 characters on one team, 4 characters on the other team, and then we have a full frame view for the computer to record, so we get a nice big picture. And we always have this other characters in there. Here's a white character, he's our director, and he's always wandering around as well. You never see him because you're looking through his eyes, but he's always there. For the first episode of Red vs. Blue, we wanted to get something kind of impressive, like a high angle shot, like crane shot, but there's no way to do that in the game, so we just stood him on top of the tank turret and then just raised it up. There was another guy in the tank raising the turret up, and we got a nice raising shot.
Hey. Yeah? You ever wonder why we're here? It's one of life's great mysteries, isn't it? Why are we here?
There's just things you run into that you wouldn't normally run into in a real world situation or even an animation situation, like crazy stuff about the game, like stuff disappearing because the game is respawning stuff, you know, or stuff that's important to the game that you're, you know, maybe not prepared for. When we first went to make the first episodes, we were going to have all the guys pointing the guns at each other just because they have guns in their hands and we can't take them out. That's because that's what Halo is. But we discovered that if you pointed your gun down, all the way down to the ground, at the last second the guy would look up, the character on screen would. So we got to put our guns down and still have people look eye to eye with each other, which without that, I don't know that we could have made Red vs. Blue at all. And so when we went to go look at Halo 2, when Halo 2 was coming out, Bungie told us, the company that makes Halo, they said that they had taken that bug out of the game and then they put it back into the game so that people could make machinima. So that was great. They went and re-added the bug into the game so people could make movies.
What are you complaining about, man? We're about to get a tank in the very next drop.
You can't pick up chicks in a tank.
I would say just sit down and do it, because machinima is so efficient that one person can make 5 minutes of animation in 1 week.
What chicks are we going to pick up, man? And secondly, how are you going to pick up chicks in a car that looks like that?
What kind of car is it?
I don't know. I've never seen a car like that before. It looks like a big cat of some kind.
What, like a puma?
Yeah, man. There you go.
Thanks guys, but where do I catch the train back to Breda?